Anyone listening to this at home would be wondering when the last chance those opposite had in government. It wasn't that long ago. You spent the better part of the last decade in government. Low ambition government, short memories, short memories. Because none of this stuff started on the 19th of May in 2022. The issues you're referring to, the issues around cost of living, started well before that. The inflationary pressures started well before that. Many of the challenges in our economy started well before that, and they started under your watch. So short memories, for sure, also not good listening skills, because I just sat here through Senator Green's contribution where she very delicately acknowledged the great difficulties facing Australians at the moment when it comes to cost of living. Great difficulties. These issues are biting. They're really stinging. I know they're stinging in South Australia. They're stinging in terms of the cost of rents, which are soaring in many parts of Adelaide and around our state. Supply issues in the housing market are causing these challenges, something we're seeking to address through our housing policies in government, something which has been neglected for the better part of a decade. And yes, interest rates are creating significant challenges for Australians with mortgages. These pressures are real. They're real and they're hurting people in my state. And that's why our government is acting. But let's not pretend you can act in this way without some degree of delicacy, right? You need to be careful, you need to be responsible, you need to show restraint in the budget. And that's exactly what our Treasurer and our government has done. We have been working to deliver cost of living relief for Australians in a way which won't add further pressure to inflation, through things like our policies to lower the cost of medicines, a significant reform which makes a real difference to many, many Australians and some of our most vulnerable Australians who are reliant on regular medicines. This will make a very significant difference. And for people of my generation, the costs of childcare are enormous, absolutely enormous. They eat into a huge part of a family's budget each week. They are a necessary expense to participate in the economy, to maintain your connection with the workforce, and of course to give children access to that amazing, incredible thing which we call play-based learning, which sets them up for a great start in life. But these costs are significant, which is why we've introduced a significant package to lower the cost of childcare and increase access to early learning. And we have responsibly supported wage growth. We supported an increase to the minimum wage, a significant measure which makes a big difference in the lives of Australians, our lowest paid Australians, with cost of living pressures. But we are doing these things responsibly. We are doing them in the context of restraint. And alongside these measures, we're addressing challenges in the supply side. Challenges like the skills gaps in our economy, skills challenges which sat ignored and untouched by the previous government for the better part of the decade. We're doing this through measures like our fee-free TAFE positions. We're investing in cleaner and cheaper energy. After almost a decade of failed energy policy after failed energy policy, that failure to give the market and businesses the investment guidelines they needed to stimulate that part of our economy, to grow jobs in that part of our economy, we've made those decisions, we've legislated those targets to provide that certainty and to provide that growth. Of course, we didn't come to government to a perfect economy. We came to a government which we inherited $1 trillion worth of their debt, $1 trillion worth of debt with very little economic dividend to show for it. We came to government at a time of falling real wages. We came to government at a time of increasing energy prices where the insecurity and instability in the energy market, because of their failure to legislate, because of their failure to choose a policy and stick to it, and we came to government at a time of significant skill shortages. All of these are things that we are working on. We understand that cost of living is biting at the moment. It's biting people in my state, it's biting people in Adelaide. And that's why we are working to address it. And I am sure and have great confidence that our May budget will take even further measures to help support Australians with these cost of living pressures. So let's lose the dodgy listening skills and stretch back a bit further in your memory.